Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Man, I can't be the only one who likes the way gasoline smells. It's one of those weird smells, too, where the minute it hits your nostrils, you just go, I know this is bad for me. These are vapors that should not be in my body, and I've got no desire to sniff them further. I'm not talking about huffing gasoline, but there's just something about the smell of gasoline that I really enjoy. And I don't know what that is. Is that just the correlation between the smell of gasoline and power sports that I just like? Or is there actually something pleasing about the smell that human beings like? I really couldn't tell you, because I know a lot of people hate the way it smelled. Is it like cilantro? Is it like where some people, you know, they think cilantro tastes like soap and they hate it, and other people, like myself, can't get enough of it? Is that what it is? Or maybe I've just leaned over enough motorcycle tanks putting gasoline in it that my body knows it's going to catch some sort of weird contact high, and now it looks forward to it. I don't fucking know. Leave that in the comments below. Love gasoline or hate it? Or do you just like huffing it because it makes you high? Yeah, I was going to use this big sweeping curve to talk about how much I like my new tires, the Michelin Road 5s on this Ducati, but unfortunately we're behind to do with the trailer, so scratch that. But I am really loving the Road 5s. Not that they had much to do to beat those turd bucket Pirellis that were on this thing before. It really has completely transformed the bike, because the Pirellis that came stock, the OEM tires on this, were some like bullshit wannabe ADV long way around crap that didn't really do anything well. They definitely wouldn't have done shit for you off-road, and they kind of sucked on-road too. Just overall a very terrible tire. The Road 5's transformed it, man. It just feels like I wanted it to feel. I'm never gonna take this bike off-road, even though it technically has an enduro mode. So basically with these new tires on it, it feels like a really big supermoto. A really big supermoto with 160 horsepower V-twin anyway. And that's what I wanted out of this bike, is I wanted to feel like a big, comfortable supermoto. I could give a shit less about being able to take this thing off-road. You know what? I can hop a curb if I need to. I can cross through a median because it's got the suspension travel and it's got the ground clearance. So I like that about it, but am I going to take this thing through a mud pit? Am I going to be rolling out like the Crumble? Hell no, man. I'm going to leave that to you and your Africa Twin. The Ducati Multistrada will stay safely on the blacktop. You know, I've got a bike for going off-road. I got my KTM 300. When I own a dedicated off-road machine, which is also street legal, by the way, why the hell would I ever take the Ducati off-roading? And let me tell you, I suck bad enough on my 300. God damn it. I'm certainly not going to try my luck on what's basically a super sport with long travel suspension. Now, I'm not saying I wouldn't take the Ducati off-road. Would I take this down a gravel road? Absolutely, I'd take it down a gravel road. I'd take any bike down a gravel road. I'd take my Rocket 3 down a gravel road. We'd take Jessica's Street Triple down a gravel road. It doesn't matter. I'd take Waldo's FXR down a gravel road. I'd take a Chopper down a gravel road. I'm just saying, if I had to get somewhere by going off-road, yes, I'd take the Ducati off-road. I am not going to go off-road for pleasure on the Ducati. I cannot imagine a less pleasurable experience than taking this Ducati off-road. Fuck. Well, you know, maybe the Rocket 3. That would probably be worse than the Ducati off-road just by the fact that it weighs like 850 pounds.
That's a huge bitch.
And just because I brought the Rocket 3 up, I know I'm going to get about 100 comments of people going, where's the Rocket 3? Where's the Rocket 3? Is it gone? Did you sell it? I can't blame you, you know. I can't blame you for asking questions about it. All will be answered eventually. Now, I will say this. If you belong to the Shade Tree Surgeon Patreon, you will know what's going on with the Rocket 3 right now. And you guys know I normally don't like to keep things secret, but this one I play kind of close to the vest because I'm so excited about it. But all the Patreons do know about it because they're the ones who are making it happen. Well, Devin was supposed to be here. Oh. Hey! Devin is here. He's smart. He parked in the shade. Devin, I said behind the shame. Okay? Now park your bike in the sun and sweat like the rest of us. What's up, buddy?
How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Good to see you too, my brother. Let me tell you, you don't want Kevin looking at you crazy.
Dude.
All right, here back behind in the off-used meetup spot of the parking lot behind the Dirty Shame, getting ready to head to the Crab Shack. D, if you're cool with it, I wanted to talk about your face tattoo for a second, just because I think not only is it a cool tattoo, I just think that the story behind it is so fucking cool.
Hey, man.
I mean,
How's it going?
basically, wanted my face tattooed, waited till my son graduated college.
I mean, yeah, it's a short story. I just think that's cool. So it's just like waiting for the most responsible reason ever to get your face tattooed. I just think that's pretty fucking neat,
yeah.
man. I guess this is one of my favorite soft tails out right here. Although I will tell you, there's something about bikes when your friends own them that make you like them more. And it's true. No, it's like the bike takes on the personality of whoever your friend is. So it's like I can't look at this soft tail and not immediately think of Kevin Roy, which makes me go like, I like that bike. Yeah. You know, just like D's fucking CB900. You can't look at this purple and gold NOLA tank right here and not think of D. McKenzie. The most Irish name ever for an Asian dude who looks like a Mexican.
It's a contradiction.
And you can't look at a Dyna without thinking of homos. I mean, everybody's got a Dyna, so that's not really that special. Sorry, Devin.
It's alright. Love style.
Talking about breaking the law. Y'all motherfuckers look like you're breaking the law just standing there. All right, well, here with D. McKenzie, D's Nuts on Instagram, Bobber Fett, and my man Kevin Roy, What Would Kevin Do on Instagram. And of course, if you want to follow me and Triumph Chick on Instagram, those links will be down below as well. And we about to go get some crabs. Always nice taking a little cruise down Bayshore. Reminds you how beautiful Tampa is. You know, if I got to look at all these rich dickheads' houses over here. I'm not bitter, I swear. Man, I don't know if it's a Florida thing, growing up next to the ocean or whatever, but I am just always craving stuff that comes from the sea. I could eat crabs and fish for the rest of my life. If I had to give up everything else, I could absolutely live off the bounty of the ocean. There's just something about eating rock snot and sea cockroaches and all that stuff that it makes you feel good. It makes you feel alive. I think it's like a little throwback to when we were cavemen or something like that. I don't know. Trust me, I love a big hunk of almost raw bleeding steak as much as the next guy. But there's not a whole lot of caveman in eating a steak. Something tells me when we were primitive, we weren't eating a whole lot of beef. So yeah, almost without exception, there are a few, but almost without exception, if it comes out of the ocean, I'm gonna fucking eat it. You know, every once in a while I'll get a comment on one of my videos that says something like, oh man, all the people in this video and all the people who hang out here are a bunch of dirty, tattooed scumbags with beards. And I'm just kind of like, well, yeah. What else do you expect, man? Cunts of a feather queef together. I think what a lot of those negative comments are trying to say, though, is that people who don't like tattoos or just those kind of people who are just down on tattoos really like to talk about the fact that it is way more acceptable to be tattooed these days. Now, a lot of my friends are heavily tattooed or tattooed on our faces, necks, hands, stuff like that. Places where traditionally, even when tattoos are acceptable, you would not get your fucking face tattooed. And there's a lot of people who hang out regularly on the Shadetree Surgeon channel who have facial tattoos. I don't know, man. People just expressing themselves. Life is temporary. Tattoos are temporary because your fucking body is temporary. If you don't want to get tattooed, don't get tattooed. If you really don't like tattoos, what the hell else is somebody else's tattoo doing to you? Is it bothering you? Is it offending you? Does it hurt your fucking feelings? Does the fact that D has a tattoo on his face, does that hurt your feelings? Like, what the fuck do you care? If you don't like tattoos, don't get tattooed. It's a pretty simple equation. As for me, I used to be considered heavily tattooed. I stopped getting tattooed probably around 2003. So I had my arm completely done, my chest completely done and covered, yeah, in like the early 2000s. And even back then, with tattoo gaining popularity, even back then, I used to get looks like you would not believe. Having your whole arm tattooed, that was for either tattoo artists or rock stars or people who had been to prison. Now, fast forward to 2018, and all of a sudden, I'm not heavily tattooed anymore. I could give a shit, dude. I don't care one way or another. I don't know. Some people are just gonna find something to bitch about, I guess. Man, tattoos will rise and fall in popularity like they always do. You know, it's a pendulum. So yes, lots of people are getting heavily tattooed, and I'm sure at some point the pendulum will swing the other way and people will stop getting tattooed as much. It's kind of like, you know, if you got a bunch of straight edge parents who'd wear nothing but pink polo shirts and go to the country club, and a lot of times their kid, that's the wild child. That's the kid with the fucking mohawk. That's the kid with the freaking safety pin in his ear. That's how it goes, man. We rebel against the generation before us, or not even rebel. I don't even think that's the right word. We just tend to swing the other way. And the same thing, my sister, who's never been on the channel, but my older sister is tattooed, grew up total dirt punk rocker, and she has 3 kids now, and her 3 kids absolutely amazing, but every single one of them is, you know, captain of the football team, preppy, and doing their thing, cheerleaders. There's nothing wrong with that. I love it. They're great. I'm not saying anything bad about that at all. But you see how the pendulum swings. So if you don't like it, you don't like it. And hey, talk shit about it all you want. Doesn't really bother me. Did I go to the wrong place? I thought the Crab Shack was there. Is it farther down? Whoops. No, I wasn't trying to look cool. It's hard to back up. It's tall. I was trying to back it up without like screeching against the ground like I'm short. And instead, I grabbed it this way and revved the engine so everybody looked at me. Yeah, me revving the engine as I almost dropped my bike. Thanks. Kevin's looking out for me. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that, man. Oh, that was my bad. I took us to the wrong place. Apparently, Crab Shack moved. It's not a day out with Shade Tree Surgeon unless he makes everyone stand around in the sweltering Florida heat and take their gear off, then put it back on again, okay? Don't make fun of me, Devin. Get out of the shade. Suffer with the rest of us. Now we're at the Crab Shack. Holy shit, the joint is fucking jumping.
There is something that says world's largest on the menu, and whenever something is world's largest, Devin's gonna have to go and fall on that sword.
Gotta put it in his mouth.
I'm just kidding. You can get a cheeseburger if you want, bud. Bust out wallets for a comparo. We got Eagle in my pocket, Eagle in Devin's pocket. My man Kev rolled with the real coach, and then D McKenzie with the DC shoes GoPro on.
That doesn't even catch.
Yes, you can eat alligators.
You can. They're delicious. They taste. You know what they taste like? Chicken.
Kevin's about to do his first oyster ever.
At least put hot sauce on it.
Yeah, and I would recommend horseradish too. I'm a horseradish man.
I don't know how I feel about this, bud.
You'll know in a second.
Perfect.
Yeah. It's like sushi. Are you guys ready to order?
No. I think that's a no.
The piece of shell.
Oh shit. Oh man. That's where you got a bad one. Okay. Yeah, that was.
Alright, so D the Asian, who's like way kicking my ass when it comes to getting fucking crab meat out right now, showed us the best way to open a blue crab. Jessica's about to show us right
I
now.
don't know.
D, give her some guidance.
There you go. And then you stick with your thumbs. No. Throw a bit of oil. Put both thumbs in there.
Oh.
Pull it apart.
Like this way or this way?
Well, they have seafood. They have scallops. So
Oh, okay.
don't forget what they did. They were delicious.
There you go.
Yummy.
That's the good stuff. Well, don't eat the guts. You don't eat that part.
No, eat the guts.
Like, what is that?
That's, if I'm not mistaken, like how it breathes.
It's lungs.
Yeah.
They're good though.
You eat that?
Yeah, they taste good.
I don't, but go ahead.
I eat them. All right, well, we're officially full of sea critters. D put us all to shame. If it was a race, he would have won it. Oh man, that old CB900 that D's on, that thing shits and gets for a big old jet bike. I wonder what it would do against the Dyna, like lined up right against each other. I wonder what it would actually do. I mean, I know the CB900 is supposed to be a touring bike, but this thing's still got some guts. Redneck Riviera, this is the beach I grew up going to. Beer Can Beach. You know, life just seems a little bit easier with a belly full of crab out here in this beautiful Florida weather with the person I love the most riding beside me. All my friends here on motorcycles too. I say it all the time and I'll say it again. Life is good. Alright, so we just finished up at Elmer's. We're going back to the Shame. I stopped kind of talking on the bike because...
No one cared.
Yeah, no, guess what? People care. There are dozens of people who care.
No.
Anyway, we're going back to the Shame now.
I'm fucking glad we found some shade.
Yeah. It's been hot. It's been real. It's been fun. We're full of crab. And we'll continue this in a moment.
No, I'm getting Frankie's bike right here. Frankie's been on the channel before, but y'all probably don't know him. You think that bike is obnoxious? Look at this.
I don't know. Maybe I'm a little obnoxious.
And whoever goes out. Or you could call it, there's not gonna be another name for it, not Indian.
It seems like a Chinese finger trailer.
It seems Asian.
Alright, let's go.
Come up with a name for it.
Because it's a little. What is it?
I don't know.
No,
Looks
it's
like a
like
finger-
Chinese finger
It's
trap.
like a finger trap.
It does, he's right.
You're supposed to. Alright.
If anybody
Well, you
knows
can do
what
whatever
this
you want.
is,
3, 2, 1, go.
besides two homos pulling each other's fingers apart. It's like the ultimate fart finger joke.
Whoa.
3, 2, 1. Fuck him up.
Wait,
Oh, that was D.
Who won?
what? Want to go back to
Who let go?
slow-mo it.
He's fucking like sweaty as
Alright.
hell.
Try harder. 3, 2, 1. Penis.
Oh, he's got that one for
Oh,
sure.
your finger,
Get him, D. Get him.
Oh, I think it was Devin. They Devin.
How you guys know who winning?
Huh?
How you guys know who won?
I don't know. It just slipped. I'd say he won. I'd say he won that one.
It looked
For
like
sure.
Devin's
Why are you looking
finger.
at my weed?
It's in here. Now pierce his dick.
No. Get away from me, bro.
Are you gonna put your balls in?